All traders expect the meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to better peace deal with Russia that could boost crude and gas supply. Oyeyemi Oke, the partner at AO2 Law, joins me now for this conversation. Thank you so much for your time today, Oyeyemi, and let's look at scenarios here and how this could impact the markets.
Thanks for having me, Ken. So if you notice at the time when the announcement was made, I think a few days before the announcement was made with regards to the Alaska summit, we could see a bit of flattening in terms of the pricing. I think the market reaction was just about 99 cents to $1 in terms of the change in prices, which means that despite the Alaska summit or the announcement of the Alaska summit, there's been little reaction by the market with regards to oil pricing. Now, post the summit, what we've also seen is that we've seen little changes in terms of oil prices. And again, the reason for this is not far-fetched. Obviously, the tone from both Russia and the United States show that perhaps there's some type of peace deal in the offing, and as a result of that, it didn't seem like there's going to be any risk to crude oil supply, and there seems to be no disruption in the market. But as of now, Russia continues to sell to India, continues to sell to China, which will most likely not change. Now, we have a meeting, or there's going to be a meeting between the US president and the president of Ukraine. Hopefully, maybe we can have some type of announcement which will lead to another round of negotiation between Ukraine and Russia with regards to ending the war. And if this is the case, perhaps sanctions may be lifted by some EU countries with regards to offtake of Russian oil, and perhaps we may have more oil into the European markets, which may affect pricing long term.
Yeah, because it's quite tricky looking at what's playing out here, especially on some countries getting sanctioned or being berated for buying Russian oil. But China, which is the biggest, which has the biggest demand for oil, in the markets here, the U.S. president is saying that they're not going to sanction China for buying a Russian crude. How do you think this is impacting the dynamics at play here for demand on one hand and then pricing?
Well, I mean, again, what we should bear in mind is that supplies continue to remain steady. Russia continues to sell to China, as I've mentioned, continues to sell to India. Now, in terms of the impact of the tariffs by the United States on perhaps India and not on Russia, and not on China, I think the issue would be perhaps maybe the United States holding off on the post tariff, is holding off on the back of potential retaliatory steps that can be taken by China in terms of trade. So at the end of the day, a country like United States would always make a decision in its best interest. Perhaps as it sees it today, is that further tariff on China may not be in its best interest trade-wise, hence holding off with regards to imposing further tariffs as a result of purchase of Russian oil.
All right, very quickly then, just to touch on the glitch we're seeing on the Dangote CNG rollout there, the glitch in China. What's your take on this, and how do you think this will play out?
Well, so in my view, I don't think this is extraordinary in terms of facing logistics delay, at least based on the unconfirmed reports we've seen from media outlets, is that the challenge is attributed to the lack of vessels available to ship these trucks down to Nigeria. As of today, I think there's an estimated 450 trucks that are available out of about 4,000, which is about 11% of the trucks which Dangote wants to roll out for the distribution of products. So in my view, I would look at this perhaps from the vagaries of business in terms of logistics challenges, and just as a minor setback in terms of Dangote meeting its objective. I mean, reports say another 150 trucks will be getting to Nigeria today, making it 600. So I think, I mean, he may shift the timetable in terms of the rollout for the distribution of products, but I don't think it's fatal.
All right, thank you so much for your time there. Oyeyemi Oke, a partner at AO2 Law.